Welcome to the Reiki Fusion Podcast with Reiki More, where healing meets endless possibility. Pull up a chair, pour yourself some tea, and join me as I explore the magic of Reiki with inspiring guests. Together we'll uncover how Reiki connects, transforms, and empowers like never before. This is the Reiki Fusion Podcast with Reiki Mar. Your journey to healing starts here.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this podcast or listening to the podcast. Welcome to the Reiki Fusion Podcast. My name is Mariella. I'm a Reiki teacher from the Netherlands, full-time Reiki teacher. I have my own Reiki, Jikawai Reiki for self-love, co-owner of Reiki Mar and Taro Joe, and Reiki is my passion. I live and breathe Reiki and I love it. And I'm always very intrigued about how you can combine Reiki with other marvelous things or whatever you call it. And fate got me together with Liz Dean, and now she's here on this podcast. Welcome, Liz Dean. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Mariella. Well, I have been reading tarot cards since I was about 20, so that's a long time ago now. I've always been drawn to that path, to that spiritual path, and there's always been other practices that have been important to me along this tarot path journey, and things like energy work, feng shui, and particularly Reiki has been part of my path as well as things like aromatherapy, all the things that us good witches like to do, you know.
Exactly.
And then I came across Switchwords. That must be around sort of maybe 10, 15 years ago now. And that just seemed to align for me. As a writer, I love words and writing and the resonance of words, and being Reiki trained as well. That really felt meaningful to me. And I was like,
To me too.
how do these words
Yes.
have that effect on me? You know? And so I researched it more, I got really into it, and then I found the kind of root of it in terms of the word switchword. Was actually with Freud, who had used that word as it had called it a switch or a switching word, I think. And he described it as the word that links two tracks on a railway line. It almost helps it switch, you know, from one status to another, from the conscious to the unconscious and back again. And so this got me thinking a lot, because a lot of friends of mine at the time were really into affirmation work, you know, which I totally get. I love like Louise Hay and all of that mind, body, spirit, you know, connection. But for me, it never quite rung true, that I couldn't look in a mirror and go, "You're amazing, you're beautiful, just keep saying it." And it was a little bit for me an act of will rather than feeling, or really being about kind of self-connection and self-love. So that's where Switchwords really landed for me. And I was like, this really works. And then I started researching, writing about it, telling people about it. And of course, because when I was practicing Reiki more actively then, that just aligned for me, that I realized that when I was giving a treatment, that I was dropping the switch words into the healing channel. So I was visualizing the words. I realized it wasn't just hearing them. I was actually seeing the letters of the words, like going down a waterfall, like falling into the healing channel.
And that's amazing because you drop it in the unconscious.
Yeah.
And and I love that about the switch words, because let's go back to my beginning with the switch words. We were both in Australia, in Fremantle, for the Tarot Convention.
Yeah.
And I was there as a helper for Taro Joe. And we got talking. We were neighbors in the hotel, so that was all very nice. And you started the convention, your show, with Together. And you let us repeat it 30 times. I didn't
Yeah.
understand why you did that. So can you explain why you did that? And then we'll Talk a little bit.
Because the 30, it's like it's part of a sort of mantra process. So the repetition helps you let go of the word's meaning. It just becomes a rhythm, it becomes a resonance. And then you start to connect with your own energy. You're setting up this kind of sacred sound that creates more energy and it gathers in it. And then it helps you self-connect because together is it's like the universal master switch word that works for everything. So if you do crystal healing, that would be the equivalent of your clear quartz crystal, the master crystal. This is like the
Yeah, wow.
master
Yeah,
word. And it brings you together internally so that you become aligned and able to receive,
yeah,
to be
yeah,
able to manifest, to receive. And then, so for teaching, as we were saying just before we came on, that, it puts people in a really receptive
yeah.
state.
Yeah, they leave everything
They,
behind. They're in the moment.
they're in the moment. And also, it links them together as a group.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that until I
yeah,
started bringing it into some group work because they want to be together. People want to feel connected when they're in a group. You know, when you go into a new group or you're going to learn something and you thought, what's everyone going to be like? Is our energy going to be okay? Well, that just brings this beautiful equality and inclusivity to everybody in the room. You
yeah,
can feel each other's energy, and then that energy raises itself
yeah.
so
That's
that
true.
then you can just be more you, you know.
Yeah,
It's bringing you into yourself. So even if you don't know any other switch words, you just have to know together because that's the master switch word that works for everything. And that's what I love about working with switch words. It's not academic in the fact you don't have to memorize hundreds of words
yeah,
because these are words in our language.
yeah.
Everybody owns switch words. It's never something that I ever thought, oh, switch words with a trademark or, it's not something ever to be commodified
Yeah,
because it's our language.
exactly.
It's
It's the
just
unconscious language.
the unconscious language that we can just point out to others to help them.
Yeah,
Just harnessing everyday words. They're not crazy, weird words we've never heard before. This is in our language. And that, how powerful is that?
it is very
Being able
powerful.
to, it's not saying you have to then like go and study for 5 years
Oh,
and learn all the special words that only the master knows and you are given it, it's yeah, here's our language. This is what we can do with it. And I love the heart in some of those words, like the word to receive. If we want to receive them, we need more clients, we want more money coming in. The switch word is give. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah. Because in order to give, you receive.
That's it.
You
You
know,
set up the
the
channel
cycle.
to
Yeah,
receive.
yeah.
But you chant give. So together give and give together. It's a really beautiful way to manifest.
It is. And it also raises the frequency. And a higher frequency is more love, more understanding, more compassion. And of course, um I checked it with the biotens, so that was
Yeah.
great to see what the together already did. And the universe works in mysterious ways because I saw you live in March, but in December before that, so 4 months earlier, I made a vision board. And there was a huge word together that I had to put on it. I didn't understand it. It didn't match with anything else.
Yeah.
But I love the way it's been set on our path to meet and to continue with the switch words. And I love those kind of coincidental things.
Yes.
I love it.
It's being positioned to see the sign, isn't it? Because there are signs everywhere. There's guidance everywhere for us. It's
Yeah.
just whether we can allow ourselves to be open to receive.
Yeah.
And then we see the signs, and then that takes us somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I get sometimes a lot of people saying, I see all these numbers, I see this, but what does it mean?
Yeah.
It
Look it
means
up.
you have to take some
Feel.
action.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The signs are there, but if you don't do anything with them, then there's nothing happening. And when we were at this conference, I was just walking around the first day, looking at books, looking at cards. But Reiki is more my thing than tarot. I can do
Yeah.
tarot, but I wouldn't buy a book or anything. And then the second day, all of a sudden, there was this book. Switchwords. And I was reading it and I was like, how does this work? And then I saw the writer, Liz Dean. I was like, seriously, okay. So I got to you. I said, Liz, tell me about it. And of course, I got the book and I read it all the way on the airplane. And like you said, it's amazing to use it in Reiki sessions. Like you said, you drop the word into the healing channel. It's amazing.
It just
Amazing.
works. It
Hmm.
just works for people.
It
Yeah.
does. It
Yeah.
does. So, what's your favorite switch word that you
Ah,
use?
thanks, I think, is mine. Because that is about releasing. It's like release the past, release whatever's happened to you, and go on with love. So it's like thanks for the experience. That's a switch word I give out a lot to others and just say thank you. Just
Yeah.
thanks. Thanks together. All right. And that's an acknowledgement of completion as well, of a particular, maybe a challenging cycle,
Yeah.
challenging events. It's to release regret, bitterness. And I like the feeling of that I get when I say thanks.
Yeah. It, it,
So
it, it warms the heart.
it does. And there are always more words to discover as well. The Blue Iris Learning Center online in the US has databases and databases of these. That some of it's free, some of it's a subscription basis. But there's always more switch words that are being kind of discovered. And you can discover your own as well by muscle testing and through meditate just meditating with together
Yeah.
sometimes together shows you and gives you another word during that meditation.
Yeah.
That will be your word and then you can muscle test that word just by doing this.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
there's always new words because you're always in different stages of your life.
actually that's a really good point, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're changing all the time and we need certain words more at one time than another time. Yeah.
Exactly. And I really need the words now that you gave me just before the session. Shine, 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 giggle, giggle, done.
Yeah. Because you can put them together in a little phrase that works for you that you can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, it can get incredibly complicated. Some practitioners, like they would have 7 or 8 words in their switchword mantra. And for me, it's like making a cake. I think you have 5 good ingredients. The rest is just
Extra.
finessing
Yeah.
extra.
That
But
makes the cake different every time. Yeah.
yeah, but it's different for everybody. And some people like to think they're doing something a bit more complex and they like more words. But really, most of the people that I work with as switch words, they just want something they can feel
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
And that's often just 3 words they
Yeah.
can just remember throughout the day. Chant in the shower, switch words with water works amazingly. Nobody knows why, but that's fine. We just know that that works. Anything that you're doing with water, washing the dishes, watering plants, in the shower. Do your switch word chants because it seems to just
I think with the water,
raise.
it's because the water, um, it's easier to get rid of things. So
Yeah,
the old layers are leaving easier with water.
yeah,
Or they can
yeah.
do it in a
That's
Reiki session, in their own
yeah.
Reiki session.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
That's probably why it's the cleansing and
Yeah.
the change that you're in a place of change with water, aren't you? Open to being transformed somehow.
Yeah. And in the shower,
Um,
you're completely naked, so you can't hide anything. So you're the purest
yes.
possible, I think.
That's right. So that gives me the image of the tarot card, the star. You
Yeah.
see? So this is that's how we get that intersectionality between all these amazing practices and methodologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can all use them together. And I love that about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Particularly for money manifesting. Yeah, people like doing money manifesting when there's water around. So,
Yeah, that's true.
count that word, or sort of count, bring me something measurable.
Yeah.
But it's always a way, I feel it's about the state of mind, in which you use the words, rather than, we can't be sort of constantly hammering at a word, going, bring me this, bring me that. That's being in a place of lack, of
Yeah.
poverty, subconscious. Now I'm in like, give me, give me, give me. It's often just when we're feeling most relaxed, that's a great time to use switch words and be
Yeah,
playful. And then we release the wish.
exactly. And we
And
work
then,
towards it.
yeah, and then we just see how it manifests back.
Yeah, I love it. And if it's not working, then there's a layer underneath that we have to figure out what's blocking.
That's right. And it's good not to know sometimes, just to be able to say, I'm going to use this word. I trust this resonance. This is going to speak to my powerful subconscious. It's going to do the work. It's going to help me see what I need to see. And together does a lot of that as well. That is like the fishing rod that goes under the ocean, right down to find the treasure,
Yeah,
and to pick that up and so we can see what we need to see.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I use the word love a lot when I'm
Mm.
having my having some food or a drink. I just use my hands and I just chant 10 times love, and you feel that the food gets better.
Mm.
And drop some of the toxic, and yeah, it feels
It
better for my
tastes,
body.
it tastes better.
It tastes
Yeah,
better too.
I'm gonna try that. I love trying things like that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
me too. I'm always like, oh, we can try this and we
we
can
can
try.
try this. Let's do this.
Yeah, and a few weeks ago I had a Reiki share with like 10 people, and we did it together as well, and we did the love after that, and we were testing the energies in between with the biotensor, and they were all like, wow, and it felt so good and this and that, and yeah,
Particularly as people who give healing and
yeah,
open up that healing channel, it's having to take care of yourself
yeah,
and to
absolutely.
manage your own energy so that you can be there, I
Yeah.
guess, for people that need you. Yeah.
Yeah, you can be that pure and open channel and
Mm, mm.
let it all come. So, can you explain again, very in a very easy manner, that what's the difference between manifestation or affirmations and switch words?
Okay. Affirmations for me work with the willpower. They work with the conscious mind, using literal words to convince ourselves of the things we need to be or the behaviors we want to happen. Switch words speaks to the unconscious or subconscious self. It's the part of us that knows everything and has so much power over our day-to-day behaviors, and it can create change in the subconscious. Those words, their resonance gets behind, the conscious part of us that's blocking. It's like having the kind of bodyguard or, on the outside that's the logical way of saying, oh, don't say those words, or don't try that, you'll fail, or I can't entertain that idea, or you're just making it up. Switch words gets through that defense, goes
Exactly.
straight into the subconscious and starts affecting change.
Yeah, I like that. It feels like,
Feel better.
yeah, it feels like the conscious mind doesn't understand it, so it can't interfere with it.
That's right. It
And
can't
that's
see
perfect.
it. It
No.
gets under the radar and starts doing the work on the inside.
Yeah,
So
and
you
after
start.
that, your affirmations will work better because the blockages are gone.
That's right. Because sometimes you get very blocked with affirmations, thinking, why am I doing all the work? Why is nothing changing? Why haven't I met someone? Why haven't I lost weight? Why don't I feel better? What
Yeah.
is it I need to see? But just working with together, in my experience, will show you where the block is as
Yeah.
well. And
But
often with the
yeah.
together meditation, sometimes you'll see a little film in your head to think that's what it is. So it,
Mm,
it, it fixes it by showing you, bringing into your awareness what it is you need to do.
yeah. I'm getting through, like, together is also like you're not just your body. You also have your emotional energy and your mental energy and your spiritual energy. And with together, it's all as one. It's acting as one. You don't just have a pain in your body. There is a reason for that. It wants
Yeah.
to tell you something. And with together, it's all together.
We can listen to ourselves.
Yeah.
We can hear ourselves through pictures that we see. If you're a particularly visual person, you may see pictures when you do this chant. If you're more audio based, you may hear things that you need to know. You may hear messages. And it's all for our own healing and advancement. It's for our own good. And yes, it brings every single aspect of us together. And the more you do it, the better it gets.
Yeah.
So the more together, and we can make this a practice every morning. Start your day with your cup of lemon tea and and your
Lemon
intention for the
tea.
day, and put in some, yeah, put in some together, some togetherness. Because we need
Yeah,
to be together at the moment collectively because of everything
exactly.
that's happening. The stronger we can be, all the spiritual communities together, then that creates an energetic change as well.
Yeah, and it's double then because you feel the togetherness, but you also raise the frequency, which is better for the world.
Yeah.
And
So
people
it's all
start to feel
good.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have some particular switch words that are very good for self-love or the inner child? Because I received Jikawai Reiki from Usui Sensei,
Oh,
which is
amazing.
self-love Reiki. So I'm teaching that to my students, but I'd like to give them some switch words, some basic switch word that works for everyone.
I really love praise as a switch word
Yeah, that
because it's
resonates.
something it's hard for us to take praise, isn't it? We
Yeah,
see it as a devotional act rather than being able to have praise for ourselves. So praise is about feeling more beautiful on the outside and the inside, and curve as well has a similar kind of effect. That's particularly about the body and loving the body more.
yeah,
I also love magic charm as a little switch word phrase. So sometimes praise magic charm is a lovely one to use. And it's also whatever resonates for the person as well.
yeah,
But for me, praise is immediately, it gives me an uplift.
yeah. It resonates. It really does. Like, oh yeah, oh yes, I feel praise.
Yeah.
I mean, we always praise other people, but
For
we
yourself, that's the challenge.
yeah, but also receiving praises from other people.
That's hard.
I used to find that hard. Now I'm okay with it, but I see it in my students. Like someone says something beautiful, and they're like, oh no, just say
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Take the praise.
Yes,
So there's the guidance within that switch word as well, isn't it? When someone next compliments you about your lovely new haircut or what you're wearing, and instead of going, oh, I just did it really quickly, or this old thing, I got it for 20p in a
yeah,
pound
yeah,
shop. Really, oh, it's so old. And as women particularly, we do this a lot. And so part of the training in praise is to take a compliment,
yeah.
go, thank you, and say no more.
Exactly. That's all you have to say. Thank you.
You start with all the small
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
and then that builds. And then as you build, the praise for yourself, goes deeper.
yeah,
Yeah. So that would be
yeah,
my chosen one.
yeah. I love that. And
Mm.
for the inner child,
The inner child. Mm. So I guess the inner child would want sort of support and love.
it wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. It wants to feel safe.
There's a lot in that, isn't there? I'm going to have a look through my list to see what I've sent is the best. I get for that, yeah, I feel divine light, because that's about the purity and the innocence of ourselves as the inner child. So rather than have three or four switch words that would be about kind of confidence and growth and all those, which you can do, for me, divine light just feels like that says it. This
Yeah,
is
but
this is
yeah.
what you are. This is what we are at our child and kind of inner child and soul level.
And it also feels like, I mean, your inner child is connected to you. So when you said it, I immediately felt a light lit up.
I feel
It-
it down here, like a
yeah, exactly. Like, "Look,
yeah, yeah,
yes, I am this light in you. And
yeah,
that's lovely. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. Do you have any more tips for everyone that's listening to this podcast?
Yeah. Just give yourself the time to chant your switch words. Just make it an instant part of your day, you know, and align it, attach it to something that you enjoy doing. So if you like walking in the woods, if you like running, um, if there's anything else that you like to do that's kind of physical, that's regular, it could be the gym or maybe just part of your daily meditation. I don't do the gym really. It's not
Me
my, I'm
neither.
much more like swim in the sea, yoga, and walk in the woods kind of thing. But you can use your switch words then. So and set up a rhythm. So if you've got like a gentle pace and you're walking and you're walking in silence, just chant your switch words. And you can do mantra chants, you can do 28, you can do 108. But when you start counting, then you get in your head. So
Yeah.
I always say, just say it. Say inside,
Yeah.
internally, or speak them out loud, or you can sing them. But just do it until the energy shifts. It's like shuffling cards. You shuffle tarot cards or playing cards if you're playing poker until you sense the right time to stop. It's the same with the chanting.
Yeah.
So you don't have to follow rules. And just if you're walking, you just go, yeah, together divine be. Together divine be. That's a beautiful phrase. Divine is bring me a miracle. Be is make me happy, relaxed, and well. And together we know about. So putting those three together and just walk it. Just walk it. And then sense that shift.
Yeah.
See
And
how that makes you
yeah,
feel.
the good thing
Mhm.
is it brings the mindfulness too.
Yeah.
'Cause you're really into your body then.
That's it. You're listening to, and also you can do it with your heartbeat. So just take your heart, feel that. I sort my tarot cards out according to my heartbeat. And so I use the same with the switch word. So I'll say a switch word in time. And then just allow yourself to chant and just listen to the sound. Don't think about the word. We're in the energy of the sound in the moment.
Yeah, I try to do it a word when I'm breathing in and another word when I'm breathing out.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yes,
Together,
yes.
love.
Love.
Together,
Yeah,
love.
with the breath. Yeah, yeah.
So there's loads of ways to do it. You just
That's
gotta figure
it.
out what feels good for you.
Yeah, and it's also having fun. You can't do it wrong. This is your
Exactly.
language. These are our words. Have fun and just play. And, if you get a little few words, you feel, oh, they feel really good to me, switch the order. So it could be together, divine be, but it might, for you, you might feel better with divine, divine together.
Yeah, it's all
Be
good.
divine together. Yeah, and try it. Try out those different like word combinations because that you'll feel the difference in energy in each phrase when it's recombined.
Yeah. And you
Just
feel
pick
when it resonates with you.
exactly. So then you go, that's the one I need today. And so you can chant that for the day.
Yeah,
When you're
that's lovely.
beginning, I often say chant together for three days, 3 to 4 days. Do it every day. Keep a journal. Draw, write, sing. Just allow your creativity to come through. And any blocks, you'll get to see what you need to do. So
Yeah,
it's just enjoying with the lightheartedness and also just the trust that this is for you. It's for
yeah.
everyone.
And you
Yeah.
get in touch with your unconsciousness, so that's lovely.
Yeah, and
Mm.
also if you're doing like self-healing, using your heart, maybe solar plexus at night, I like to go to sleep like this sometimes, using those two positions, and I'll just sort of just kind of dream my switch words in,
Yeah,
I'll just start letting them flow.
yeah.
So,
I use it at night too, like do my Reiki session at night just before I go to sleep and then
yeah,
chant together. And it feels like you're not alone. All the angels are with you and your guides and everyone. And they're all protecting you. That feels lovely too.
yeah, and the word for sleep is off,
Yeah.
strangely, like the off switch. Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried it once when I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh,
Off. It's like, yeah,
I switched it off.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And if a few of my students have been asking, why is it in English? Why can't we do it in Dutch or any other language?
Well, technically and historically, you can. You can use the switch words in your language. That is possible. But it's whether it resonates for you. And no one's ever really been able to do the experiment. Maybe you're the first Reiki master to be able to say, hey, this works better in English or this works better in Dutch.
Yeah, we've tried it, and in Dutch it was a little less.
Yeah. Yes, we keep it in English. Doesn't mean it can't work. I mean, this book has been translated into German, and I know it does work for people in Germany, and it has been translated into Spanish as well. So, but there's always the option to go with the English if they want to too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's good if you don't really understand what you're saying because then your
I
conscious mind can't interfere.
think it's better in a
Yeah,
way. Yeah, it's
exactly. Like
better.
some beautiful mantras are also in other languages.
Yes, yes, originally written in Sanskrit or maybe Arabic or different languages, and we have more almost faith in them because it makes them feel special and different, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it also has a different vibration.
Yes,
It has a different sound, and with all the sound healings, it's got a
yes.
different sound, just like the Reiki Gakkai. In Japanese, it sounds better than English or Dutch or whatever.
Yeah, and also I think we can get really into some of the switch words that are very kind of non-literal. I mean, most of them are. For example, chlorine. You know, there's a chemical called chlorine that they
Oh
put in
yeah.
swimming pools to keep them disinfected, right? So chlorine is a switch word for mingling and being sociable. You know, when you go into a room and you're like, oh my God, I feel overwhelmed.
Hmm.
There's too many people. I'm picking up as empath going into a room. They'll just be like, yeah, chlorine. And I'm like, chlorine? There's some really sideways kind of words, but they
Yeah,
work. So yeah, sometimes the further away you go from
yeah,
something that's literal,
yeah.
or it
If
can
I feel
be,
that I'm picking up on energies, I'll just say purge, cancel, done.
yeah,
That
yeah,
works too.
yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
And what is the best word that you can combine with Reiki, or what resonates with Reiki? If you think about Reiki, about which word are you thinking of?
Feeling reach straight away, reach and divine, because that is the Reiki is that miracle.
Yeah,
Reach is, I feel that's that that feels like the intention of the Reiki master, the Reiki healer.
yeah,
That reach, that reaching out. And it's also solving my problem. You know, reach is a way of remembering ourselves spiritually, but it also brings things back that we have lost. Now, it can do that in a very practical way. I've used reach to return objects numerous times, but it's all in the Reiki context. For me, that would be bringing you back to yourself so that you can heal.
yeah,
So
exactly. Because the healers
reach,
are not doing the work; we're just creating space so that they
that's
can heal
it.
themselves.
Yeah, allowing the body to do what it needs to do. And reach is also the switch word in tarot for the magician card, who's Hermes, who is bringing heaven down to earth. So for me, that is an illustration of the healing channel as well. So yeah, and I'm getting a tingle when I'm saying that to you.
Well,
So that
then
feels
it
like it's the right, it's the right word choice. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
And one last thing, which switch word has had the most impact on you?
Wow. Okay, there are many. But the one I really like and I've used a lot that I feel has had an impact is ridiculous. Because it just sounds like a crazy word, doesn't it? Ridiculous. But that creates publicity, attention. And it's that word that's given me the confidence to do some of the things I've done in my life, you know, creatively because you think, hang on, this is all just ridiculous. This is a game. You can just play this. But again, back to being playful, using the word giggle when we want to write. There's something about ridiculous that just makes me want to laugh and say, you know what, we're just having fun here. And it's
Yeah.
okay to tell other people about what you're doing and to share what you love. And it's yeah, and it's always worked. You know, sometimes things like I've been rung up, you know, being interviewed by a magazine or things that I haven't consciously asked for. Just by putting ridiculous in your aura somehow seems to attract the right kind of attention and fun.
Right.
So yeah,
So I'm going to use ridiculous to
that's,
finally write to the reikirace.com and tell them about Jikawai Reiki. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's it. It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, but I'm going to do it.
Yes. It just makes you smile and it raises your energy, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but it also feels like it's lifting a heavy thing of like, oh, who are you? And you're not good enough. And Oh, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, but I'm going to do it. Here I am.
Yeah,
This
and
is
what
what
you've
I've got.
said, actually, that's it, isn't it? It helps get rid of imposter syndrome,
It
which
is.
is the thing that stops so many of us doing what we really want to do. Is we just have that fear of rejection and not being good enough, or
Yeah.
oh, even when you get something great, it's oh, me, really, Uh, so I think ridiculous cuts through that, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it says it in the word, isn't it? Ridiculous. We get rid of things.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Going to write it down. I'm going to use it.
Okay.
I'm almost there. I always have like, oh no, I got to do this first before I write that email. I got to do that first. I'm almost there.
Yeah, it's
I
coming.
promise you, this week I'm going to send this email. It's
Just
ridiculous. I'm
let
going
it
to,
happen. Just let it happen. Yeah.
yeah, lovely.
Ridiculous. Together, ridiculous.
Together, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Together, ridiculous. Done.
Yeah.
Just do it. Giggle, giggle.
And when you need determination to really get through something, when you've channeled it, when you've got your writing happening, and then you go through the workhorse part of it, about it's a real like crunchy, making it happen. I'm so sorry, but someone's just ringing me, and I'm going to turn. Um, is Crystal Horse. That's a great little phrase when it's like, keep focused, keep going. It's like your magic, you know, Crystal Horse.
Crystal
That just
horse.
came in. And then the phone ring, you see it attracts energy. Usually when I'm talking about switchwords, there's three people at the door, then the phone rings, and then everything happens all at the same time. So yeah.
It's all magic, and we end with magic. So thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll keep talking about working together or you coming to Holland to do a Switchwords workshop or whatever we come up with, because more people need to know about this.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast. It means a lot. Really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
I must have been chanting ridiculous yesterday for this to happen, you see. Okay.
Yes, you must have been. I was together, so let's do this together.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for listening, for watching, and I'll post a few links underneath. If you can send me the link about this website that puts new Switchword every time.
Yes, I will do. Yes, of course.
And
Yes.
your website, just in case people want to buy your book.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do that too. Okay.
And if you're interested in Reiki courses, you can find it underneath too. We wish you a very pleasant day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and see you next time in the Reiki Fusion podcasts. Bye.
Bye. Bye.